Welcome back, guys, to another episode of Style Lesson. In today's video, I think it's going to be very, very different from our previous content. We have become very passionate and observant in the past few months, seeing that styling is becoming very important in the industry, and people are getting to be more and more interested in the idea of how do you kind of engage a professional stylist to help you, find your image goals, make you feel more confident, dressing well. If you're not really aware of all these things, it can be a little bit confusing. We're going to share with you. It's going to help those of you out there that aspire. Maybe you are interested to go into the realm of styling, and we hope that some of our points here will help you there.
Michelle, before we start, okay, I know that you are in this industry, this fashion line for 10 over years, and you are a coach and also as a stylist. So, Michelle, to be what are the good pointers, or maybe a person, a stylist that wanna be, in the future should have the qualities basically?
Well, we can obviously do the easier way of Googling what makes a good stylist, but guys, let's be honest, it's pretty much bullshit. Okay, so I think let's be realistic. I think Ashwa and I are just going to be as honest as possible. And if done some of this video, it's in like some of the topics here is going to offend you, perhaps that's our objective, because I think we want to be real in terms of from our experiences of being a stylist. We know what works, but we also are aware what are the things that didn't work. We have made those mistakes, and so we hope that our sharing wouldn't offend you too much. It's more of a for you to self reflect. So Ash, sorry to diverse. I think your question, what are some of the things that makes a good stylist? I think apart from your technical knowledge, obviously you spend years, or maybe you spend a lot of money attending all these courses. You learn the technical part of it. I guess one of the things that a good stylist overlook, right, is that they are not good with providing constructive feedback. So basically what I'm trying to say is, in order to be a very good or successful stylist, a stylist that can actually help someone feel better about themselves, learn about fashion, and see how fashion can make sense to them. A good stylist is someone that can provide you constructive feedback or substantial advice. Okay, what that means is, honestly, I have been seeing a lot of these videos. I'm sure Ash, you have too. There are a lot of people that dress very well. They look good. They can represent certain brands, and we get inspired. Oh, I want to look like her. It's amazing, and but then you realize that you are not her, right?
Yeah.
And
yeah.
you don't have the physical traits or even the confidence to be like that person. And when you work with a stylist that is good, right, this person is supposed to be able to tell you, example, why this outfit works on you. A lot of the stylists out there, they will say very blanket statements that you would see in fashion magazines. Shallow statements like, oh my God, I am so obsessed with this.
I was waiting for this.
This dress is beautiful and this is so gorgeous right now. And you're like, okay, oh my God, yes, it's beautiful, it's gorgeous. And then
It's so
but then
cute.
when you put it on, yeah, but then when you put it on, it doesn't work. And sometimes your work with stylists will tell you things like after you put it on, right, they'll be like, oh yeah, it's nice on you, yeah, it suits you, but like how? So a lot of the stylists out there, they miss the how and the why. Like, why did I pick this chunky necklace for you? Why is the chunky necklace suitable for Ashwa's personality? how is the chunky necklace going to help him achieve his image goal?
Mm-hmm.
The how and the why, most of the time it's not there. It's just your flowery fashion words. Oh, it's trendy. I'm so obsessed with it. The obsessed with it is like, everywhere. It's overrated. Yeah, sorry for ranting, but for me, a good stylist needs to be able to provide constructive feedback or advice that means something. I don't know, Ash, what do you think?
I totally agree with that because for me, right, giving a constructive feedback to someone and or you are like trying to describe about a product, there will be a better understanding so that your clients or your friends or your family will understand why it really suits you, as what you mentioned just now. And also, according to the image goal, we mentioned that also. Okay. This is all about to be a great stylist. So you need to explain why rather than you just giving a statement which is like, yes, it is beautiful, we can observe that. It's better to give a feedback that they really can't observe or they can't really feel it. So you need to do some magics, that is the reason we call stylist is a great magician, by giving such wonderful style advice and creating or like really modifying their total appearance. So yeah, I totally agree with the pointers that you mentioned just now to be a great stylist.
And I think probably apart from that, you know, you were saying that it needs to relate to that person, right? I think then for
Yeah.
me, point number two is a good stylist is someone that has a lot of empathy.
Mm-hmm.
They are not just about being glamorous. They're not just people always say fashion is superficial. It's what you wear on the outside. It doesn't matter. It's shallow, but fashion is deeper than that. It reflects your behavior, it reflects on your mood, it has an effect on your environment. So I think a good stylist that is empathetic, they can sort of do a deep dive of knowing who you are, your
Mm-hmm.
background,
Mm-hmm.
what are your values, what it makes you, what do you believe in, and they try to not just, oh, because you have an inverted triangle body shape, this is what you wear and that's it.
Mm-hmm.
It's okay, basic, I think that's fine because you still help them to achieve the image that they want physically. But I think a very good stylist is someone that can help that person realize that this style is to stay. So you don't really have to see this stylist many, many times. It's just one or two sessions, right? You'll be able
Mm-hmm.
to realize that, oh, okay, this stylist is able to come up with a styling strategy that suits me inside and outside,
Mm-hmm.
right? So
Yeah.
empathy in that sense is it's not just about the physical, but empathy is knowing really, the characteristics, the personality of this person. So for example, Ash, let's say Ashwa is
Mm-hmm.
my client, I'll be very interested to find out, like, hey Ash, why since when, were you dressing androgynous since very young, or how were you like back in college? So when do you realize the transition? And then I'll probably ask him, like, so when you wanted to transition, right, was it difficult for you? What was your confidence like? It's a lot about the lifestyle that a person is going through and their perception of things, so that whatever that you recommend, the image that you create for them, right, is going to be more long lasting because it goes deep into them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I guess that's point number two for me. And then
Mm-hmm.
actually I have just one last one. Um,
Okay.
and I also want to hear from Ash what he thinks, what are his points. So
Yeah.
I think a good stylist needs to be adaptable and always evolving. Okay, I'm not trashing some of the associations out there, but it's funny, you know, like I think I'm gonna get a lot of trash for this, but I'm just gonna be as honest as possible. Sometimes you go
Huh?
through like website and then you look
Yeah.
at like style consultants and personal shoppers and you're like, but the stylist profile looks so traditional.
Mm-hmm,
Like
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
they look like a estate, like a real like a like like you know, like, and then they're like, I will create the style for you. It's something is not right, you know, and it's a funny thing. It's anyone, if you have the money, you can just go and sign up for a certification, and then you're a certified personal shopper or a stylist. And then because of that kind of certification, you you allow your ego to block yourself from evolving with the trend. So for example, you know, there are some stylists that I know of, they always stick to a particular way of styling people, you know. It's like for them, right, I've already spent this much, I got this certification, I already know everything, you know. I'm gonna do whatever it is that I have learned
Mm-hmm.
without even seeing, you know, the changes, you know, in the fashion industry and consumer, you know, customer behavior also change, the needs and desires of people also change.
Mm-hmm.
So for example, if you are somebody that always follow to the T, you know, body shape styling,
Mm-hmm.
how would you ever then accept, you know, the whole body shaming, you know, people are going towards, how do you like ever adapt to people that want to dress more plus size if you're always using a specific strategy but you don't adapt to what's happening in society? So before I go off tangent, because I'm very passionate about this topic,
Mm-hmm.
basically, if you want to be a good stylist, be very open-minded. Obviously, keep up with trends, but uh, you need to always have the mindset that you don't know everything.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I think I'm particularly speaking about those stylists that feel like they already have their fundamental knowledge, but they don't really look at trends. So
Mm-hmm.
they end up styling people that still look a little bit passe. I'm not saying that trends are very important, okay? But trends is also a reflection of your intelligence when it comes to, are you aware of what's happening in the society,
Mm.
right?
It's like
If you're not,
basically you're
right?
educating yourself, right? Like keep yourself updated, right?
Yes. If not, right, we'll be walking around. To be honest, if I don't care, right, I'll be walking around in my 18th century gown, like the Victorian. I will wear like a corset, you know, like
Yeah. And Michelle, you'll be the trendsetter for that year.
right? Instead of
Yeah.
following the trend, you should start the trend. Okay, yeah. So,
Mm-hmm.
anyways, those are the, I think, top three for me when it comes to what makes a good stylist. So, Ash, you have been
Mm-hmm.
a fashion advisor, style advisor for different brands, even a designer before. You have been in fashion for a while too. What do you think is it for you? What are the important qualities that a good stylist should have?
For me, I would say your foundation. So your foundation in styling. At least you need to understand uh, body figures, skin tone, color matchings. These are all the foundations that you should know. So it doesn't mean that you are a stylist, you can just put whatever on you and people can just follow, you know, and claim yourself as a stylist. I'm so sorry, guys. I'm not hating anybody here. Oh, now I'm feeling the heat right now, but it's okay. I'm just going to tell you the facts. Okay. So, as I mentioned, body figure. So there are a lot of body types, right? We talk about proportion, we talk about body shapes, we talk about not even body, tiny little part, even our face shape, you know, what suits the best, accessories, and your skin tone, like cool, warm, all this thing. You need to really understand how to style this category in order to style someone out there, right? to be honest, if you have all this foundation and you are going to style a stranger, I think with that foundation, you can do it. Rather than you just being there telling, oh, it's so good on you. Oh, it's so nice on you. Oh, it suits you very well. Like, I can do that. But what makes a better stylist? To give why, because, what, blah, blah, blah. We need to know why, right? Even sometimes like we may go wrong, like when it comes to body shape, because we do have like a certain body shapes, right? And then some customers out there, they do have like a combination of body shapes, you know, like combined together.
Yeah.
So as a stylist, if you really master how to style a particular body frame or a body proportion, you can really handle that. Like it's going to be as easy for you. Yeah. And also I would advise for the upcoming stylists out there to really put yourself out. You need to style the real people out there. You can style celebrities, because celebrities, I know, they are actually in a nice
They already
figure.
look good.
Yeah, they already look good, and we know that
And
whatever we put.
models, they
True,
already look
true.
good. They have the proportion, and whatever you put them on, more or less, they will look great, right? So what do you
Yeah.
mean by real people? Models and celebrities are not real people. What do you mean,
No,
Ash, by people?
I mean like not okay, not models and celebrities are not real people. They are
Yeah.
people, but
Okay, they are people, but they're not real.
yeah, but
They're
I'm
not
telling,
real.
yeah, yeah, no, okay, they are people, but the thing is, I'm telling you should practice yourself styling people who are having different body shapes, different body proportion, different skin tone, right? So that you will know, you will master how to style for a wider range, you know. So keep yourself going, practice using your friends and family. These are real people actually,
They
because
allow you to.
they allow you to do it,
Yeah, if
right?
they allow
If
you
they
to.
really
Yeah,
loves you. So
yeah, unconditional.
so these are my two tips. First, I would say I just do a recap here. Wanted to, okay, first you need to understand your foundation, which is like your whatever it is, like in terms of master body proportions, master color schemes, master what else, everything in terms of styling trends, as you mentioned earlier. Yes, this is very important. We need to keep ourselves updated in trends, right? So that we won't get, you know, we don't get confused what's happening right now. So for that, and the second one is styling real people is very much important to be an expert. So this is from me. I would say, don't hate me.
I think I
Yeah.
just wanted to add on to your last point.
Hmm.
Styling real people is a great frustration of mine. When I first started out as a trainer, a trainer that teaches people on styling and even on styling itself. A lot of people think that, oh, stylist is a magician, right? They can make anyone look good, but they cannot compare with commercial stylists. So what do I mean by commercial stylists? Are stylists who works for magazine,
Hmm.
or style celebrities. Celebrities, they have a whole crew of people doing their hair and makeup, and when you see someone at a photo shoot, right, everything is amplified, and
Yeah.
Photoshop, so of course they look great, right?
Yeah.
Of course you're gonna say the stylist did a good job. But I think
Yeah.
the reality is, how do you transform someone that hate, okay, not to say hate, someone that is not interested in fashion, doesn't know, cannot embrace the idea that looking good can be part of them. If you're
Hmm.
able to change that person's mindset, and then because most of the time, right, people who are not into fashion, right, they either really don't like it, or they feel like you need to have a lot of money in order to look fashionable, or um, it requires a certain sense and certain eye in order for you to look stylish, right? But I guess the thing is, what people don't realize is that the stylists like us, right, that works with real people, is a lot more challenging because these people don't even have self-confidence most of the time. Let's be real. That's why they look for a stylist. And us, we ourselves as stylists, sometimes we don't have confidence too. That's why we use clothes to create,
Yeah.
that. But because we know how to do that. So I
Yeah.
think for real people, right, compared to your celebrities or model, they already have a certain baseline when it comes to confidence. But real people are the ones that struggles with confidence. It's a lot difficult to style them, imagine you're working with a body proportion that is totally imbalanced, and sometimes my clients will ask me for the most impossible things. Can you make me look like David Beckham? you know Real story,
Okay.
okay? It's a real story.
Mhm.
But so when you hear that, can you make me look like David Beckham, it's not easy, because these are real people, and I had to change his mindset. So okay, gonna take a bit of one minute airtime to make you guys realize that styling
Mhm.
is not just about the outside. What we do, right, is
Mhm.
also the inner work for other people. We help
Yeah.
people to be aligned with how they want to look, the image that they want to project.
Mhm.
Confidence is not something that you can just, and the thing is, people don't realize clothes can actually do that, but they just need assurance.
Okay.
So in order to be a good stylist, I guess these are our top
Yeah.
tips. I
Yeah.
think it's very true to me. These are the things that people don't really talk about when it
Mhm.
comes to what it takes to be a stylist. Apart from the usual, you need to know your trends. You need to know where
Yeah.
to get all your designer labels. Those things, obviously. But there's actually more to that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope that it didn't turn out to be so much of a rant, but I guess Ashwa and I just felt that, since we do have some of our audience watching us that um, are actually keen in this whole styling industry, so we thought that this would actually help those of you out there who are interested to know what it's like or what it takes to be a good stylist.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ash, anything else to add on to everyone before we end the session?
Yeah. I mean, like, yes. So no hates. We love everyone. We are here to actually educate you, and I don't want to say educate because we ourselves like learning right every day.
It's just a
So
sharing.
yeah,
It's
we are
just a
just
sharing.
sharing. Yeah, we are just sharing here. And those who are interested to know more, you can actually personally like DM us to know more about it. And yeah, and I would like to thank all of you like being there to support, So there are a lot more contents coming up, interesting ones. So stay with us.
Stay tuned. Okay, guys. Thank you, and see you in the next video.
Bye.
Bye.